Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Bream Fishing Project. This is the monthly report for November. And with me, as always, I have Brett Geddes. Welcome back, mate.
Mate, we just keep on rolling. It's nearly a year done. Melbourne Cup's coming up, and that
Oh,
means a lot of flathead for me, perch, and this report, I've got a fair bit to get through, mate. What about you?
very good. Yeah, mate, there's a few things happening up here. I've noticed the fish, to me, seem to be transitioning a little bit into the shallow, so we can talk a little bit about that.
Mhm.
A few wrap-ups for the competitions and a few more grand finals to be done, so plenty to talk about.
Been a lot of comp news of late too, so especially in my part of the world. So yeah, look forward to expanding on that one.
Exactly. All right, let's roll the intros, and then we can talk all about it. Here we go.
Welcome to the Bream Fishing Project. This is where you need to be every Tuesday to find out all the latest tips and tricks to help you target bream on lures. You'll get to hear from some of Australia's elite bream competition anglers and see how they were able to achieve their results in competitions around the country. Now, here's your host, the 2019 Hobie Kayak Fishing World Champion, Andrew Deeth.
Okay, so as we get to the end of the year, as you know, all the comps are wrapping up. So what we might do is just run through a couple of the wrap ups, maybe starting with ABT. I mean, they've just finished up with a couple of big shows which are coming out in and around this episode. The Victorian Open, the first one, mate. What a cracking event!
That was incredible. I had to watch every minute of those, and uh, they had live stream. They had the observers doing some filming, which was really great. But Deethy, what about Starlo and Josh Carpenter? That the running commentary there, and the 1 or 2 hours of filling in and padding away, but really they did such a great job. And Steve Starling, he's a legend. He's just got so much worth, even to this day. He keeps on keeping on. I'm a fanboy. Good
Yeah,
on
I mean,
Starling.
he's done a lot in recent years. A lot of social media, a lot of YouTube,
Oh,
and obviously built that up. And the good thing about having guys like Steve around, he was here in the beginning and really highly competitive in the beginning.
he's not just relevant. Like he's always said that he's a better communicator than fisherman. But yeah, I don't know. When you put him in that kayak and he's catching fish and missing him and hooking him, uh, I just think it relates to what grassroots fishing is all about. And he's got a couple of cameras going, and I don't know, Deethy. It's for me. It's winding back the clock, but it's actually looking forward. This is what we love.
Mm,
We love the grassroots part of it. So yeah,
yeah.
it's
When I saw that Steve had engaged both Josh and Starlo, you know, both Shimano guys,
yeah,
what a stroke of genius in terms of the Shimano Victorian Open. How good's that?
good point. Good point too. Yeah, but it was no, it was orchestrated that you could watch it, and it was with the live updates in the weigh-ins. Like you could nearly get you could go back and check who's leading now, who's oh yes, so that guy's in front, and then all of a sudden Daniel Kent out of the blue comes barreling in, and I know you've done the interviews.
That's it.
Yeah, and Mitch Blomqvist
That's
was
it.
so close. And if Kenty had have got one more brim, he may have got like I call it a world record, but it's a brim fishing record. If because he had 5 and 4 brim,
Yeah, that's right.
but if Deethy had 5 and 5, he may have gone over
Yeah,
that. What was it? 14,
they're 15
15
kilos.
kilo. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
come on.
The interview is cracking. Like
Mm,
talking to Dan, and I might have said this in another interview that in the course of the day he went into I think Paynesville. I reckon if he had a caught fish there,
yeah.
he wouldn't have won the Open because he would have stayed
Oh,
longer.
good call.
It,
Yes.
like if you have a listen to the interviews, it was really cool. And
Yeah.
one of my and we'll come back to this later. One spoke to Mitch Blomqvist who came in
Yep.
second, talking about
Oh,
SX40s.
yeah.
It just reignited my fire, and I was like, how good is that? Like they were around when we started, and
Old school
I've got a
stuff.
couple of things
Really
to
good.
say about that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so good, and then to roll into the grand final, which was Marlow Ben Marlow,
Yeah.
the guys struggled, like,
Mm.
and it made it not good for them, but in terms of kind of TV and watching, I thought it was really, really good.
But do you think it's equal for all? So, like,
That's right.
comps aren't all about catching shirtloads of fish. Like, it can be,
That's right.
and I mean, so often you get to have the elements thrown at you. So it's like this is one of the reasons I don't do comps because you have to fish in such atrocious conditions. And
Yeah.
and I'm an old fart and I'm a wuss and I'm probably spoilt and just yeah. But I take my hat off because all those guys are throwing in whether it's 20, 30, or 50 anglers and it's a level playing field. So that
Mm,
yeah, it's tough. And it's not always about everyone gets their 10 fish or 15 fish over 3 days pre-fish and all that. So I think this is what really highlights how when things get tough, those really good anglers, I still don't know how they get them. It's incredible.
that's right. That's right. I'm talking to them all the time, and it still confuses me.
Yeah. And there are donuts. Like there's lots
Yep, from good anglers.
from good anglers. And that has been apparent in the last few comps too. I'm sure you could expand on that.
Yes, donuts, definitely happening. Um, but anyway, look, there's some good listening. Both as when this comes out, probably a couple of those ABT shows will be released. So
Cool.
definitely some good
I
stuff
look
to
forward to listening to that.
have a listen to there. And look, I thought it was a great wrap up to the season. They gave away a boat worth nearly $100,000
God, it's amazing.
in a brim fishing comp. It's
Yeah.
mental.
Oh, that's great. And
So
what about the Open? There was like even for second, Mitch got 3K.
yeah,
3,000 I
that's
think it was
right.
7,000 to the winner and was it 7?
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember.
Or was it 7 all up? But anyway, wow, pretty pretty good stuff.
Oh, good and good for a first run.
Oh, unreal.
So
Maybe I should get the live well set up for the Hobie, mate.
you should get the live well set up. We need to see you out there.
Oh,
But anyway,
yeah.
that's up to
All
you.
right.
All right. New South Wales tournaments, they wrapped up in Botany Bay. And I've recorded the interviews. Winning margin, mate, 2.2 kilos.
Wow,
Massive.
that's crazy. Well, that's a
So
day's worth, really.
yeah. So Ahmed
Mm.
and Rashid, they smashed it.
Wow.
And also the Hobies are essentially wrapped up for the year.
Mm.
So we've got the Australian Championships, but that's now scheduled for February.
Okay. Yep.
So yeah, so there are a couple of things going on there. All right, let's go around with what's coming up in November with the rest of the comps. All right, so the Western Australian Tournament Anglers, they have their kayak grand final, so that's November 15 and 16 in the Blackwood River at Augusta. So that should be a good round. I'll be keen to see who jumps in on top there. The Vic Bream, so they are off to, mate, one of your favourites. They're off to Meetung,
Oh,
November 22, 23.
yep.
This is for their grand final. So
Mm.
what I did is I had a look back at last year's, and we had two old legends come in. Peter Howell and Michael Newman. Alex and Paul came in second
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Dan and Declan in third. And then if you wind the clock back another year, the one prior to that was in Malakuta.
Oh,
And that was won by Bowen Joyner and Ben Hanscom. They won it on surface. That's a great interview.
that is,
Like
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
like
right. Yeah.
we're coming into that time of year, so people are headed off to Malakuta. It's such a good one to go back to.
Oh, yeah. And the Gippy Lakes is really starting to fire up now because water temps are up. The water clarity is good. We haven't had many floods. There's that salt water penetration. I think the big dusky flathead are going to get in the way. Sorry about that, fellas, because
Yep.
that's now just starting to come onto my radar. But yeah, the flats fishing, hard bodies, yeah, Mitchell Reef, and it'll be interesting.
And have you got any predictions in terms of
Who?
anything?
Oh,
Yeah, maybe who?
well, predictions on where it will be lake fishing.
Yeah, right.
Yes, it will definitely be lake fishing. and it won't be deep water blading or anything like that. It'll be edge stuff. It'll be,
Oh,
need wind. Yeah, calm, flat conditions will be a little bit of a handicap, but you can beat Bream in flat water, calm. There's a lot of talk about how, we needed wind and all those excuses. Do you know what? Most of we're kayakers. We love calm
yeah.
conditions.
It's nicer.
That's how we work. I'll expand on that more a bit later, actually, because I've got a little bit of
Okay.
news on that. But I think too with spring you're nearly guaranteed wind, so that's the one thing I reckon they will get, but it'll be from the east, and
Okay.
that's important. That's imperative. So
Okay.
it'll be interesting. Be great to
Very
see.
interesting. I was going to say, look, I think Dan and Declan will be hard to beat,
I
but it
reckon.
might be Paul and Alex's year.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
So we'll see.
yeah, we will.
All right, that's it for the comps for November. So just a few. We've still got a stack of shows. I keep saying this. I'm going to have to release 2 at a time. I think just to get through what I've got recorded, which is a good thing.
Are you up to date, or are you a bit behind, or how you going?
Yeah, I'm up to date. The only interview I haven't recorded is, well, we didn't talk about this, but the AFT Grand Final Action Fishing Tournament.
Okay.
The winner, Carl Dubois.
Good on Carl.
God.
And he's on holidays now, and he's
on holidays.
Oh.
He's away. And he beat me again. He beat me all year.
I talked to you before the comp, and all you said to me was, in jest, you said, all I want to do, mate, is make sure Carl doesn't finish in front of me. As long as I don't have to win, but I just want to finish. And he won it, and I don't know that you did so well.
I didn't go well at all. It was a massive flop.
Bloody
but that's fishing. Oh, mate, if he wasn't such a good guy, it'd be hard to like.
He is a legend. He's a good fella. Good contributor too on all the social things. He puts a lot of effort in. I reckon. Yeah, good on Carl. So.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean, this is not something we've spoken about, but it reminded me the amount of guys that are in the collective that have won or ranked in comps. So Carl's obviously in the collective first. We had Daniel Kwambi. We had Adam Layla. The 2 girls did well. So Beth
Leanne did well.
And Leanne did well.
Yeah.
And I've missed. There's a whole heap of them that are in the top 3. Yeah. James Tran, he's up there. How good's that?
James keeps on keeping on. Yeah,
he does, mate. He does.
He does. Yeah, that's right.
He's still getting a shellacking for times,
that's
but
right. Always
he takes
late.
it well.
Yeah,
yeah.
That was funny.
He's almost never late, but yes, just one time. That's all it took. So,
he'll never drop that title.
He won't. So yeah, I will compile a list of people and how they've ranked, because there's been some great results.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, really, really impressive.
Yeah. And you got some in my team, like you got Mr. Brukel and Mr. Naughty and Tony. They're all up there. They've been going well in the kayak scene and the boat scene too. But it really does make my heart sing to see that the Hurricane, I'm calling it a legend. It moves on. It's Pete's come from pretty rudimentary stuff. Like he comes developing lures for maybe local stuff, Gippy Lakes, but now it's spread so far and wide. And I mean, New South Wales, they almost own the Sprat 75.
That's what I was going to say.
Weird.
The Sprat has become it's become its own lure class.
It's up there, and it's not one of those lures that comes and goes. It's like you get a full circle thing happening. It's just keeping on. So you look at Daniel Kent, how he went.
Yeah.
That last day when he got those 4 fish to win the comp, Sprat 75. Wow.
Yes. And I don't want to give it away for the people who have listened, but compared to what he did on the Saturday, and then the Sunday, it was just looking like he wasn't going to back it up. And he did.
At the last minute, too, like the last, 2 hours, was it?
Yeah, something like that. It was quite late. Yeah, what a legend. It was a great interview.
Good stuff.
Now, Brett, there's something that I've not told you.
Oh, here we go. Is it a cheese me off job or is it a bullfed
Oh, no, we'll
thing?
come back to that.
What is it?
No, we'll come back to
What
that.
is it?
It's big.
It's big.
I think it's big. It's big.
God.
And I did put a social media post up today, but
Right.
I had to take it down because it was not factually correct.
Oh.
But by the time this show comes out, it'll be up.
Trumpy
Mate,
fake news, mate. Not correct.
Oh, correct. Okay, fair
Fake
enough.
news.
No, mate, we hit 150,000 downloads tonight, last night.
Fake? That's awesome.
It's real. Yeah, but my
Wow.
post wasn't. My post, the picture I did, I got ChatGPT to do it up for me, and it put an extra 0 in there, so I missed that.
What's a zero between friends and social media?
Exactly. And look, I'm pretty chuffed by that. I think,
Yeah.
you know, when you look at social media and YouTube and all this, 150,000 is not a lot for some people. That's just like, oh, whatever. But I think 150,000 times someone has pressed play or let it play. I think that's a lot.
Oh, especially in the light of the fact that we're talking about Bream. Like,
That's
there's the
right.
window, Bream. If
Yeah.
you know, if we expanded, and we do talk about bass and we talk about perch for me a lot and flathead and whatnot, but you know, it's a little window there, and when you do the sums on that, I reckon it shows you and proves two things. There's a lot of people still really, really interested in bream fishing, and that tournament scene just keeps on growing and growing. But the interest factor too, I reckon that's a little feather in your cap, pal. Well done.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it.
You know, and thanks to the guests, like including yourself, people that come on and share. Like when people don't share, we don't have a good interview.
Mm.
But some people, like some of the stuff that's been shared on the show is incredible. Particularly for newcomers coming into the scene. Yeah. So big shout out to those and all the supporters, the sponsors who have helped. Without the sponsors, without the collective, without yourself, what probably wouldn't have continued. So it's all important, and yeah, I'm pretty proud of it.
What I will add too, Deethy, to that is that bream, they're one of those species that they're not easy gets. Like they're a challenge.
Yeah.
And they beat us. They beat the best of us. They've been beating me with 3 donuts this month. I'll get into that.
Yep.
But here's what I'm saying: is it's not like catching mullet on sandworm. It's not like casting a lure at salmon. It's a real challenge. But it's a challenge that everyone just keeps on evolving. Everyone's got a new idea and a new lure and a new technique, and that's where I think bream fishing is. It's here to stay. It's a funny one. It's not like trout. You know, you've got your fly and your lures and trolling and stuff. It's all different. There's something alluring about bream fishing. It's like a good mate of mine, Mitch Chapman, says to me. He says, Brett, I catch a lot of big barra. I catch dewies, huge dewies in the Yarra. He said, but every now and again, even though I've caught heaps of big perch and I've done this and I've done that and bluefin tuna, he says every now and again, I just have to catch bream. And I reckon it's a bit of a disease.
It could well be, mate.
It could well be. It's like gonorrhea. You sort of
is that right? Bream fishing.
Yeah, it's like gonorrhea. You don't want it, but when you get it, well, you got it for good.
Oh, that's wrong. There you go. I'd never thought about it exactly like that. I mean, I think the challenge of it is like with the and not that I really want to put ABT in the same sentence, but I will. Yeah, like you have the best anglers in the country really struggling to catch fish.
Oh, yeah.
And so it tells you how tough it is. Like you go, lots of people, or before with comps, you're like, yeah, I can catch 3 bream in a day, or I can catch 5.
Yeah.
But when you come and do it in a competition setting with, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 other anglers out there, it's a different thing. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So there you go.
I don't know.
So there you go.
I don't know how I did that gonorrhea and bream, but anyway, that's I've done it.
You've done it. It's out there. Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, mate.
All right. So let's do a bit of recap. How about I tell you about some of the fish, a couple of things I've been fishing and doing. What do you reckon?
I reckon you've got to branch into that right now.
Okay. Mate, last week, I can't remember last month if I showed you these lures. These are the little Samakis,
Yeah.
little shallow runner. Can't remember the name of it. The name has escaped me. A little football something. Anyway, mate, so surface running. And as we come into this time of year, the flats up in the back of Woolooware Bay start to fire. And I caught a couple of fish on it. So,
Okay.
mate, that made me really happy. I like it. It casts really well. Definitely catch fish. It goes under a little bit more than I thought. I thought it'd be more of a wake bait, but it goes under maybe 1 to 300 mil, sort of that sort of zone. So
Do
yeah,
you
really, really cool.
and so do you high stick that to not like
Both.
walk it, but
Yeah.
so you do a little sideways jobby to get it down, or do you go
No,
high?
no.
No?
I like it higher.
Okay.
So I fished it in Woolooware Bay over the top of the boulders. So first
Oh,
time in a few sessions that I've had a good session in Woolooware Bay, which just means the fish had transitioned again and got a couple of good fish, which I'll put some photos up of the fish I caught. I may as well run through that session. I also did well on the force lures on the bent Ziggy 60 mil,
oh,
the
I'm
one
sure.
in
I
white.
like those 60 mil
But
jobs, yeah. Bit
yeah,
smaller.
mate, they've been a surprising little lure. And yeah, got a couple of nice fish on those. And I'm sort of chomping at the bit about this one, so I think I'm going to roll into it, mate. I think the SX40 is coming back, mate.
Now there's a full circle job. Definitely.
Mate, it's
Yeah.
when I first started brim fishing, these were the premium lure on the market. So these and this one, my good mate Stewie Dunn. I remember he bought me one of these, and they were like $18 or $19, $20 back then. So
Yeah.
20 years ago. So that's a little tiger pattern one.
And it's a floater too, SX40.
Yeah, it's a floater. Yeah, 40F. You might be able to tell me. I thought we had suspending ones before.
For sure. Yeah. No, we have. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, for sure. Yep.
So yeah, and obviously for anyone that's listened to the Vic Open one, Mitch Blomquist did quite well, and I think it was that color,
Yes.
390.
Yeah.
So what I like about them is they're just a finesse lure,
Mhm.
little glass rattles, a little bit different.
Good hardware,
Okay.
good splits,
Yep.
good trebs, all good.
Yeah, and just a very cool lure, mate. One of the guys in the collective posted we've got a Discord group now. We got kicked out, not kicked out, but Facebook changed and we couldn't use them anymore. Moved to Discord. And he put up a story by Steve Morgan that was written September 2007. So I'm not quite sure where he found
It's
it,
going back. Yeah.
but it's about the Eco Gear SX40.
Yep.
And at this time, it looks like they'd been out for quite a while.
Yep.
And he did an interview with Mr. Orimoto. He's got written here, Takayoshi, but he's got Mr. Orimoto. And they talked about how it was developed. And there was a couple of things that caught my attention. Actually, the whole article was good. One thing that really caught my attention was it says in the back end of the article, it said, it was a big risk for us to release the SX series. At the time it was introduced, it was the most expensive brim lure on the market. Even so, it was the only one that had been designed specifically for Australian brim. And at that time, he said, I think it's still true to this day. Quite a cool little article. And what I liked about it was it just shows you what was going on.
Yeah.
Like that's 2007. We're nearly 20 years from that.
Were they like $14 back then? And in today's dollars, that would be $26 or something.
I thought they were a bit more.
Bit more.
I thought they were closer to 20.
Might have been. Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Eco Gear.
I remember making comment to Stewie Dunn. He's like, and this is probably shows my ignorance back then, but I said, well, of course you can catch brim if you throw $20 notes at him.
Yeah.
So
True.
And yeah, like I said, a little bit of ignorance, but
Yeah.
because I still can't catch them.
I reckon back then, Deethy, I reckon it was circa 0506. Now, what was his Wayne Freeby? I reckon
Yeah.
he was the man that was doing the rounds with the Eco Gear stuff. So He was the rep, and I remember talking to him. He was setting up a shop here locally in Sale, and I remember he picked up a couple of these lures, and he says, "Brett, these are the ones." And
Yeah, right.
and so, isn't it? It is fantastic that all things can come full circle with fishing, and yeah, that's just another
Yeah.
example. And wow, and I did hear a whisper too that was it Adam that sold out with the eco gear with the SX40. Someone's had
Maybe.
big orders come up after the
Yeah,
comp with
maybe.
Mitch Blomqvist and others.
Yeah, it's definitely one thing Adam's pretty good at. He's definitely definitely paying attention.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, I must admit I went up there after the event and bought I think 4 of those
Yeah,
black gold
right,
ones because this is what I used back in the day. This gold color one,
right. Yeah.
and
Yep.
I was like, I want to throw that again. I want to give that a crack and see if I can nail a couple of big brim on it.
They're grouse perch lures. They really are.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Quite a few mates there. They hang their head on those when things get a little bit tough. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a good thing.
Yeah, it's very
Mm.
good. I remember back in the day when Stewie was an eco gear man. He loved his SX40s, and of course I didn't want to agree with him. You wouldn't want to agree with him. So I I was throwing the Pygmy by Strike Pro,
Oh yeah, pygmy.
which was a very very similar lure,
Yeah.
and I was trying to prove it, but he always beat me anyway because he was
Okay.
better. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, and then another thing where you said Wayne Freebie.
Yeah.
Now, Morgo mentioned him, and I'm going to roll into something else. We're going to go sidetracked. So, for the new challenge for the collective, I had Morgo come and talk to the guys, or we recorded an interview, and he mentioned Wayne Freebie.
Yeah.
And around that time, he gave him some of his little stick minnows. I'm hoping in this, I'm going to show you something, which makes me happy.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you can see this.
That's a tub of stick. What did you got them from Adam?
It's not.
Because you got them nude. No.
Yeah.
No.
So they're not all stick minnows.
Oh.
They're lots of baby
There's
vibes.
baby vibes there too. Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty happy with this little jar.
I reckon.
But what I'm talking about is these stick minnows. So this is the generic one that Adam runs.
Okay.
But there was a Tiemco one, and there was an Oz Tackle one, and a couple of others.
Mhm.
So that's part of our challenge. There's 2 parts to our challenge. And Steve mentioned Wayne Freebie gave him a couple of these
Yeah.
or a version of these back in the day. And yeah, that's another lure that over the last 20 years or so has certainly won Morgo a fair bit of money, and it's been a go-to. So that's our challenge.
Can you remember how and why Morgo went to him again? What was the impetus to that? Because it is a little bit out of the blue. The stick minnow. Do you remember what was behind all that?
I can't think exactly more than the fact that Wayne shared them with him.
Okay.
Now he did mention it in an interview. What I might do is I might actually, if I can find it here, I might actually play a little bit.
Well, while you get that up, I want to talk about how the stick minnow is one of those lures that, see, people may not be aware of, and even with the hurricane stick minnow, because I will always bat for the hurricane models, but they shimmy on the drop. It's really important. This is something that I don't know if a lot of people got, and bream anglers have got their head around. You can throw them into structure or on sand flats or shallow deep water, whatever. But those things, they're working on the way down. Now, a lot of
That's right.
sinking hard bodies don't do that. What they do is I call it a shimmy. They really do flash, and a lot of them have got like pearl inserts or got the little foil inserts.
That's right.
And they're on a drop, and such a small food item. When you got those cranky bloody bream when they won't do anything, and you can put that small thing in, and I reckon they just suck it in and just have a taste.
I think so. And Morgo, he talked a bit about this.
Mm.
One of the things that he likes is to obviously fish it on super light gear.
Open bail arm, yes.
open bail arm and that sort of stuff.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm going to play a little bit of this for you, just maybe 30 seconds or so.
Okay.
So the history of that tournament at the Hawkesbury was it was a midwinter tournament, and I had two distinct patterns that worked in that tournament. One was to get up in the real shallow water on the high tide on the car park flats. And if you don't know the car park, it's got real wide eelgrass on it, patches of sand, but real shallow, clear water, very oceanic water. And I would get up in water so shallow that I nearly had to have my electric motor as high as I could. And I'd throw that stick minnow in shallow, and it'd sink it for 3 seconds, and I'd go rip, rip, rip for 3 seconds. And what it'd do in the water that shallow, it'd take a couple of seconds to flutter near the bottom. Before it got stuck in that eelgrass, I wanted to go rip, 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 and it'd go dart, dart, dart up, and then it'd flutter again. And 2 or 3 rips in, I'd go rip, 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 flutter, and I'd go to rip it again, and it'd go zoo, and one would be on it. And this was back in the day, it was on my old Loomis S842, my really soft IMX Loomis rods with 2-pound fluorocarbon. So I've always been for years and years, for 20 years, I've loved the 2-pound fluorocarbon. So that was one pattern that I'd use it for. And in fact, in that tournament, one of the mornings, there was a small school of keys in there throwing. And I remember we tried to get Carl Jochimson to catch a salmon once on an AFC shoot. And he couldn't catch a salmon. And every time he threw his Berkeley bass minnow into the salmon school, it wouldn't wind it fast enough, and a big brim would eat it underneath. And we're all catching salmon, and he's only catching these brims. So I saw this school of kingfish, and I go, I'm going to do a Jochimson here. And I threw in behind the kingies and sunk it down, and this thing screamed off. The kingies all bolted. This thing screamed off with the kingies. Shit, I've lost a stick minnow on a bloody kingy. That was a 39-centimetre chunk of a yellowfin. When I chased it down to try and get my lure back, it turned into this giant brim.
Wow.
So that was a bit of a revelation for stick minnows on the flats for me. But the other spots I regularly fish are the boats at Palm Beach and at Mackerel Beach. And they're both the widest boats out there, closest to the ocean boats in Pittwater in Sydney. And again, I'm a Brisbane person. I only fish these spots maybe once a year. But there's a few boats in there that I know always hold fish. And that's clear water, and they're pretty smart. And the only thing I can usually get them to bite on is 2-pound line, exactly the same rig, the stick minnow, but it's a different retrieve. I'll throw it at the boat from as far away as I can. I'll lay that line down on the water so that the wind isn't blowing it away and dragging that stick minnow away from the structure. So cast just before it lands, stop, lay the line on the water, feed some line out by just free spooling with your rod tip, nearly like mending a fly cast. Just throw some slack into it. And then I would just sit there and wait for that thing to sink. These boats might have been anywhere between 10 and 15 feet of water. And this was well before the days of any sort of live sonar. So I'm just imagining this school of fish sitting on the bottom pretty passively in this clear water. There's this little fluttering stick minnow just coming in from above. And I'd always imagine that there's always the one brim that sees it first goes, shit, yeah, I'm going to eat that. And they're going to race up to it and grab it. So when I'm watching my line on the water, it's sinking slowly, sinking. You can see the line just taking up as it's sinking, and all of a sudden it'd either stop or it'd race off. Yep. And as soon as it stops, and you think, it shouldn't be on the bottom yet, that's one brim that's gone up and eaten it, and he's sitting there trying to get those sticky hooks out of his mouth. He's shaking his head.
Yeah.
But because they're little number 16 trebles, they're wedging in deeper and deeper. And I reckon sometimes these fish have been on for 10 seconds before I even strike. Or, you don't strike. All you do is you see, that shouldn't have hit the bottom yet. You just start winding and your line arcs and there's a brim, run it away with it. And I had the very first tournament at the Hawkesbury I did really well at. I literally had 3 sets of boats and 1 flat, and all I do is fish one boat, then I'd fish the other boat over here, then I'd fish the other boat, then I'd fish the corner of the flats, and I would rotate that 3 or 4 times during the session, and those spots would recharge. So you could end up catching, they mightn't all be big, but I might have caught 2 or 3 fish off each spot during the day. That added up to a dozen fish, and some of them were real nice ones. So that was the sort of the genesis of the stick minnow technique.
All right. So with that, Steve was talking about, laying the line down so that the line doesn't pull the lure away from the structure that you're fishing. It was actually he's so generous. It was about a 35-minute video he did on the stick minnow.
Yeah.
And on the Eco Gear Aqua. So just by chance, they ended up being 2 JML products at that point. But I think they were JML. Anyway, great video. And that's for anyone that wants to watch that, you're going to have to sign up to the collective and and that's there available all the time.
The thing about open bail arm and line, letting it out across the water, is that they've got no resistance. They've got no bib. So when you've got a small, tiny food item that doesn't weigh a lot and it's dropping down, if you've got wind pulling on your line and you've got or current, it takes your lure out of the strike zone and it's making it do things you don't want it to do. And it's quite important. It's essential. What you do is you cast your lure out, these little stick minnows, and then you put a whole heap of slack line and just sit it all on top of the water. Don't high stick it. People often say, you cast a soft plastic out and you wait for the belly in your line to drop to know that's on the bottom. It's the total reverse of that.
Yeah, that's right.
It's quite specific, but
I think it's an interesting comparison, because I know after talking to a couple of anglers early in the year, I definitely started fishing a lot more rod up. But Morgo was quite the opposite, and he explained in detail about, in a kayak, laying the line out to the side and doing flicks downwards with your rod tip. So it was quite cool. So so that's the challenge.
And I just love it how he's a great communicator, Morgo. He's so animated. If you watch that again, and if you go on and watch the whole segment, he's just the best communicator, animated, and then, arms in the air, and he's telling it really how it is. So, he's a legend, is what he is.
And he can catch them. Mate, I'm circling back a little bit, but when I was watching him in the grand final, watching him work the live scope with the hybrid shrimp, and watching his weights go up, and he's behind Chromo, he's ahead of Chromo, he's back behind Chromo. That was just such good value.
Yeah, I went back and watched it, and he's continually updating himself. He's looking. That's the one thing about the sending in the, rather than take the bags in and weigh up at the end of the day, when that live update comes through and you're sending in the pictures as they are, I tell you what, it's a really different aspect to the whole ball game. It's amazing. And he would stop. He stopped in fishing and said, right, get the phone out. Oh, God, he's hit the lead. Where's Daniel Kent gone? Well, he's not there. Well, what's Brukel doing? That whole thing, it made it. It was a great spectacle. It was really good watching.
Yeah. I hope he gets a couple other competitors to run live cameras, because if we could have had maybe 3 or 4 in one screen, and then have the live estimators, such good. That was why I made the comment earlier that the fishing was tough, and that was in some ways that was good. It was quite good, because if someone got a fish, they jumped up 4 spots.
Yeah. But what about Morgo's split screen? You've seen him casting, and you've got the windy or calm conditions, and then you've got the forward-facing sonar on the other side, and you're looking at it thinking. And he talks about the volcano of Bream.
That's right.
You got a base aggregation of Bream, and you throw the lure in, and they all sort of gravitate towards it. But only the fish that are interested are, and some hang back.
Yeah.
Geez, and then he also talked about, which I haven't looked at, but I've been told about, how he reckons he saw the Bream breeding, and they were doing circle work. They were doing. He said he actually mentioned, I think, too, that he hadn't seen that before, and that maybe the fish were actually spawning at that very instant, and he hadn't seen that. So this is the beauty about technology, and some people say, the forward-facing stuff's cheating, and it's not for everyone, hasn't got it and all that, but we just got to get with the times. That's just how the world is, and what we discover doesn't always make it easy. He had a couple of tough days.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And look, I've had it on the kayak now for 12 months solid. So I've been going for 12 months, really using it all the time.
Okay.
I still can't win a comp. I still can't beat Carl.
Do you turn it off at times that annoys you?
I actually I actually enjoy using it.
Mm.
I must admit, I didn't use it at Camden Haven, which had nothing to do with whether I did well or didn't do well. It was more about the water depth, and I haven't got the scout mode, which is the forward
Oh, yeah.
facing one. I haven't got that dialed in,
Yep.
and I didn't want to waste time on it.
Okay.
So yeah.
Interesting.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. You know what's going on, Brett? You know what's happening?
All right. Give it to me.
Mate, it is time. You ready?
Oh, I think I know what it's time for. You know it's time for what cheeses me off. Oh, yeah. There you go.
It's time.
It's time.
It's time for what cheeses me off.
Yeah.
What, you said you got one.
Oh, I've got. Have you got one?
I got one.
Do you want to go
You want me to
first?
share? All right.
You go
All right.
first.
Here's mine.
All right.
Now, I had my daughter. She graduated as with a master's degree a couple of weeks ago.
Grass.
And I was like, I had to be looking pretty good.
Yeah.
So I thought, better go up and get my hair cut.
Yeah.
So, mate, barbers are upsetting me. Upsetting me. You want to know why, Brett?
Hang on. Too dear? For what?
No, not
no
too
hair.
dear.
They charge you so much. You got no hair. What's the go?
No, I didn't.
No.
I didn't. This wasn't the haircut. So I'm going to take my earmuffs off for a second.
Okay.
Now, I went and had a haircut. Now, like I said, it wasn't a crew cut.
Yeah, right.
And I said to the guy, I'm going out. It's my daughter's graduation, so I have to be looking pretty spiffy. Anyway, you know what this guy did? He got on my sideburn here.
Yeah.
And he shaved just a little bit there down to my bids. I had this gap, and mate, that cheesed me off.
But didn't ask if you wanted it, just did it.
Just did it. I said, mate, I need it for today. And I'm like, what do I do with that? And it's not the first time it's happened. That's why I was cheesed off. Different barber, but
right.
I was like, why is there a gap?
Yeah.
I don't understand it, Brett.
Well, now are you going to fix it? Don't go back.
I'm not. I know. I banned another barber a few years ago for that. Banned. It's like, and I asked this barber not to. I said, mate, can you not do that? And he just went in. Obviously, the ears were off.
Right.
So,
okay. Well,
banned.
Okay. Well, my one goes like this, and I think this is going to be a little surprising to you.
Okay.
What really, really cheeses me off, and it's not toilet paper. That was hard to get past.
Yeah. That was hard for a lot of people.
I know. It was hard for me too. What cheeses me off this time round, Deethy, is eggs.
Eggs.
Chook
Upset
eggs.
with eggs. Chook eggs.
Now,
here
we go.
All right.
What's happened is, as I've got older, and I love eggs. Everyone loves eating eggs. Everyone eats eggs, hard boiled, or they have them poached, whatever. So many different ways, scrambled. And I've always loved eggs all my life. So as I move on into my senior years, it turns out that when I eat eggs now, they play up with me guts.
Oh.
And to the point where if I have them a certain way, it turns into a egg explosion.
Right. So don't walk behind.
Don't walk behind. So I've eaten. There was one time it happened. It was probably 4 or 5 months ago. I had my beautiful poached eggs and runny. Everyone loves runny eggs, surely. That's another subject matter. And I've had them on sourdough bread, beautiful. I went out fishing, and then about midday, I'm going, my guts are rumbling. When you're in a kayak and you've got an egg explosion about to descend on you, it's not good because you can't always get to the bank, A, and B, to get out and, well, do the deed. So it was an explosion. Now, I managed it and I dealt with it.
Yeah.
But I thought, well, that's just a one-off. It wasn't the eggs. But, Deethy, what I found out is if I have eggs now runny, whether it's poached or hard, or when I boil my eggs, I like to have them runny. I've got this little jobby. You put this little measure in there. It's a little cube thing, and it tells you how far your eggs are cooked. And I love them
Oh, that's
runny.
cool.
Yeah, it's a real good thing.
Yeah.
But no, so as my body's got older, it's now it's refusing to handle runny eggs. So I have to eat hard boiled eggs that are like dry, and I have
Oh,
to.
that's nasty.
It's not good, mate. It's now I know it's a third world country problem. I mean, it's maybe it's like get over it, but here's the real problem. Here's where it gets
Okay.
super ugly. So, two things. I've got a mate that lives about 3 or 4 doors down, Frenchie, and he works on a commercial egg farm.
Okay.
And they get oversized eggs, real big ones. They're like double yolkers, and they can't sell them commercially because the supermarkets don't want them. And they get real little ones. So he, every now and again, in fact, about once a week, he rocks up with a tray of not 1 dozen, but 2.5 dozen eggs, right?
Right.
So this is every week. He rocks up,
Yeah. Okay.
and I swap him with sourdough bread. Leanne cooks that, and we say, thanks, Frenchie. Oh, take some squid, here's some flathead tails. So we do the swapping thing. And then I've got my best buddy, Brad, he's a chook fancier / breeder. So he rocks up with a dozen eggs now and again. The other day we had 9 dozen eggs in the household, and I
Wow.
can't flip and eat them the way I want to eat them.
Oh, it's not right, mate. You're gonna have to make some quiches or something.
That's what we have to do. That started. It's already started. It's funny you mentioned that. So what cheeses me off, that's, I don't know. So I can still eat them, but it's not how I want to. Not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah. Well, there you go, mate. Eggs. It's funny. We had a couple of guys submit things to what cheeses me off, but I'm actually going to put them in a different segment,
Okay.
which we might come back to. Tell us, mate, what's going on with you? What's going on in fishing with Brett Geddes at the moment?
Okay. Well, finally, I've got the big green tick squid.
You got some squid.
I did it, mate. We did it.
Oh,
We've
wow.
been looking and waiting and hoping, and it was like a probably 8-9 week program where we kept looking at the weather, and it's just been septic, been so windy, and fronts coming through. It's not about the rain, it's just about the wind, and everything was right to go. We just can't get a window, and the tides were wrong. So, long story short, Brad and I got out, and we went down to Port Albert, and we thought, finally, we're going to get a window here. Let's go early. Let's get on the water. We caught between, say, 8:30 to about 1 p.m.
Yeah.
We got 34 squid. I counted.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 16, 20, 34 squid. So the bag limit's 10,
Wow.
and we just had fun and caught them and put them back. That's the good thing about squid fishing, is that those squid jigs, they've just got prongs in them, so you can pull a squid in and you just flip it, you just reverse it, and they come off and they're unharmed. How good's
Yeah.
that? So,
Very good.
and I do love eating squid. Do you rate squid as a seafood? Do you put it in your top 5 or 10? How's it work?
Oh,
Do you think?
yeah. Yeah.
For you?
As long when it's fresh,
Yeah.
it's so different to if you just go to your local fish and chip shop and get some calamari or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like even if you cook it the same, it's different.
Yeah.
So what do you do with yours?
So the thing I do with squid is, a lot of people talk about squid rings, and I abandon that 100%. So, like all
Okay.
fishing, I always do things different. But when I first caught my very first 10 squid, I brought them home, and everyone said, "Oh, you have to keep the hood intact, and you have to put your hand up inside and pull out the ink sac and all the guts and get rid of the tentacles and the eyes." And it took me like 2 hours to clean 10 squid, because
Okay.
this is the thing. Everyone says keep them intact so you can cut them across the hood and you make
Yeah.
rings. And so you crumb them and all that. But I soon learnt, like trip number 2, I said, that's crazy.
Yeah.
The easy way to clean them is you get your squid and you just cut the tentacles off, which can be eaten too, by the way. People say,
Yeah,
"Oh,
we've eaten them.
they've got the suction cups, you can't eat them." That's nonsense. They just disappear like
Yeah.
trout with scales. You don't need to scale a
Yeah.
trout; just disappear totally. So, yep. So I keep the tentacles. I love eating them. They're a different texture, really nice to eat. Then I get the hood and I just cut straight up the top of the hood and open it up like a big sheet, and I
Yep.
pull out all the insides. And sometimes I might use that for bait, bits and pieces of it, but usually just goes to compost bin or back into the drink next trip. And then what I do is I cut the hood up into maybe long strips or squares or sheets, and then I usually crumb it. I do really rate deep frying squid because it gives you that crispy, and you just have to dip them in, dip them out, and into the hot oil. But squid, there's not many people that don't like eating squid. They're pretty good, and
Yeah.
you get a lot of tucker off a squid that's, say, a 30 centimeter hood and the
Yep.
tentacles as well. So it feeds two people if you really prepare them. And there's salt and pepper squid, which I reckon you would have.
I like that.
I
Yep.
rate it. So squid's
I'd
so
like
good.
some now.
You would. And there's spaghetti squid. Like, you can cut squid up and use it like pasta, put pasta with squid, and
Oh, no, it's no good.
no good?
No good. No pasta.
No pasta. Okay.
No pasta. But that's okay. Tell me, when you're cleaning those squid, are you able to get that ink sac out without breaking it?
No, about 50-50.
Yeah, okay.
It's
Well, good to be honest.
Oh, no, that's quite often it's already broken, but here's the thing,
Oh, it's a
it
mess.
doesn't matter because when you got the sheet of it, you can just hose it off and clean it up, and there's no drama.
Yeah.
The best thing about squid is when you cryovac or vacuum seal them, they can last, I reckon, up to 2 years. Like,
Oh, really?
oh, no, 100%. Like, you
Wow.
got meat and you got fish fillets, whether it's flathead or whatever species. I don't care whether vacuum sealed or not. They do deteriorate over time. You can get a good 6 months out of vacuum sealed anything, maybe
Yeah,
12.
yeah.
But squid, I swear you could just put them in a plastic bag, not even
Yeah,
vacuum.
okay.
It's really
Mm.
freezer friendly, so it keeps for ages. So, I tick that box. I love those squid, and they're such good fun as a lure fisherman. They're so, have you? Do you rate it as a thing? Have you done it, Deethy? Have you?
I haven't done much of it. I haven't done it for a long time. It's been a long time since I've chased squid. I know they go harder than you think.
Yeah.
They pull some string if they're good ones.
And when you get one on, you leave him out there and you throw another squid jig in behind it, and he's usually got two mates trying to pinch the jig off him, and they go, "Oh, look, there's a squid jig. We'll grab that too." And then you bring yours in and you leave your mates out there, and then you swap and swap, and next thing you know, you've got your 10 squid each.
Sounds like chaos.
It's chaos. And sometimes what we do is we have two sleeper rods out the back with squid jigs just hanging, you're drifting, and you got chuck that out there, chuck that squid jig out there, and we'll cast as well. Now, this is how much skill is involved. Like those sleeper jigs, that more often than not, they're the ones that are getting A, most, but B, the biggest. It's really weird.
Yeah, right.
And
Right. Are they
it's
yeah,
crazy.
is that I think I saw Nev doing it with a float.
Yeah,
Same
from the
same
bank.
thing?
Yeah,
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 right.
walking the bank. Oh,
Wow.
I really rate the squid thing. So I've been busting to do that for, as I say, over 2 months. So
Yeah, yeah, it's been a
it's
while.
been grouse. So really good.
And one more thing on that, mate. What's your squid jig of choice at the moment?
Oh, yeah. No, this is pretty funny. So they've got at BCF1 in sale here. They put these squid jigs on special, like they call them Yamashita or Yamashita. I'm not sure of
Yeah.
I love the name.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, they're like $27 a pop, and I thought, oh well, they are good because it's all about the cloth, So you've got the squid jig and you've got the covering on it, and they've got jaws, and so they chip away at it, and they can deteriorate the cloth pretty smartly. But They reduced them to $5 each. So I went and bought like 10 of them.
Good on you.
I thought, but then I've found since is that, the colour and the size and the weight and all that sort of doesn't matter. Like all things, I tend to get my favourite. And what I've done is it used to be orange and silver, but it's been beat up and caught so many squid and the old nail polish once again. When it's had holes eaten away at it. So I get the old silver or sparkly nail polish and patch the holes up. And next thing I've covered the whole thing in. Oh, I got one squid jig. It must have caught 300 squid. It's crazy.
Wow.
So it's pretty funny.
Wow. Well, there you go. I hope it cost you $5.
That one, I reckon, cost me 27, but I've kept it.
Okay. Well, still good.
Still good,
Still
mate.
good.
And then I've got all these other ones I haven't even used.
Yeah, right.
That's a lure fisherman for you, isn't it? Through and through.
Very good. Very good. Well, mate, you got the monkey off your back, mate.
Love it. Never get enough of squid fishing. Really good fun.
Yeah. All right. And look, we spoke during the month. You had a few tough days. You've had a few good days.
I've had, I've been telling everyone about how many hundreds of perch I've caught and how many hundreds of bream and my diary and updating it and puffing my chest out. But over the last month, since we've last talked, I've had Homer Simpson 3 chocolate donuts, like big fat icing jobs, like
right,
all
love
day.
Donuts.
Yeah, and 2 in a row. And I'm not saying I'm immune from them, and I don't deserve them and all that. We all get them, but Deethy, I forgot just how hard they bloody hurt.
Oh, a couple in a row hurt. Like you get one, you go all right, but 2. No good.
And big days, because I do tend to keep on keeping on. As I've always said, no brains, don't know when to come home. 4 hours, 5 hours. A bit slow today. The brains just don't work. Any normal person to go home after 2 hours and say, oh, well, things ain't, just go home. Oh, no. I'll get one. I'll get 2 or 3.
But you would have had days where you fished and, fish for 3 hours without a bite, and then you turn a corner, something changes, and you brain them. Like, it happens. That's
what I hung my hat on the last, or 2 of those donuts, is that the bite didn't really happen till mid-arvo. It was maybe on a moon cycle, not too sure, but so I just said, just keep on keeping on. But nah. And then it ran into, I went another time and got 3 or 4, so that didn't equate as a donut, but it was a near donut.
A near donut?
Near donut. About half a.
Yeah.
And then the third trip confirmed that it's time to move on, mate. Well, that's what really primed up the squid thing, because I thought, well, the perch thing was not happening, and the bream, God, the bream have been tough. Gee, they've been tough.
Yes.
Really tough. So, yeah, mate. So you got to talk about donuts. That's doesn't make for good listening, and it's really not really much to expand on there. But it's still a learning curve.
Turn it around.
It's still a learning factor, and they did not show up on the sounder either, and it's sort of duh. I mean, duh.
Yep.
So I have moved on. That's me local Latrobe River and Lake Wellington. So I'm going to put that in the holder for now. And mate, I think my next sorties will be down towards, I'd say Hollands and do the lake fishing for the bream. I think that, and the big flathead. I'm really, really keen on chasing those big dusky flathead. So I'll put that out as my next challenge. Tick the squid. I hope I can tick the big dino flats, as I call them.
And what size flathead is going to give you the tick?
No, I don't need super big dino. I only need them between 70 and everyone wants to get a metre and a 92 or 95. I just like them 70 plus, maybe.
70 plus. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. If I can get 5 or 6 and they're all in there 65 to, if I get a couple of 80s, it's all good. But hey, Deethy, if I get a 98, life's good. If I get a new beat,
Absolutely.
it's all good. But I just want to see him back. I'm not convinced that in the Gippy Lakes that because it was this time last year and probably 3 weeks rewound a bit. It was probably mid-September last year when we were getting those really big dyno flats, the
Yeah, right.
80s, 90s, and they have not shown up. They are not there at present. I got to make the court one yesterday, 73, and a few others caught. And in the Bream comp, they only got a few
Mm.
small ones out at the Mitchell Flats there. So, and that was a lot of anglers out looking, and those flathead, they always turn up when you don't want them. So Bream anglers are
In
the
a
best
brim
at
comp.
getting them.
That's right. In a brim comp, you're
Yeah,
like, oh yeah, I caught an 80 and a 70, and so yeah,
usually on little hard bodies. So yeah,
that's
so
it.
that's part of my world at the minute, mate. So that's been pretty good. What about you? Can you give me a couple of happy stories?
Well, I haven't got heaps of happy stories, but I did fish the Camden Haven round where Carl won,
Yeah.
and I learnt something. I did learn something. So I just decided to fish my way up the river on the Saturday, and really, honestly, I didn't work it out. I got a bag, but whatever. It was not special.
Yep.
Then on the Sunday, I was working my way up. We had a shortened time frame to fish with, so I didn't want to go up the lake where I knew the guys had got some fish. I was like, it's too far. It's not enough time, so I didn't do that.
Like an hour's peddling or
More. It was
more?
like more an hour and Carl said it was an hour and 20, which for me would have been an hour and 30 or an hour, maybe even an hour and 40, because I just can't get the speed at the moment.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I was fishing along and I bumped into Ben Pierce, so another one of the collective members, and I've got to say I did help him out once. I bumped into him in Port Hacking. He had a treble buried in his hand with no pliers,
Oof.
so he owed me. He did owe me,
Yeah.
but he did help. So he said, I said, how you going? He said, yeah, I got my 3. I caught a bunch of them. I said, really? He
Mm.
said, yeah. He said, I've been using the little muss in the oyster racks, or under the oyster racks. I went, okay.
Mm.
Now, I wasn't rigged up. I wasn't ready for that. So I went through my box, and luckily I had a couple of Joey's pygmy mussels.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good. Yep.
Yeah. And I thought, all right, I'll give this a crack. So I proceeded to catch a few off some oyster rack poles and a couple off the bridge on the pygmy mussel. But the oyster racks, I know I've talked to a lot of people who caught them in silly places, but not silly places, but places you wouldn't expect, on lures you wouldn't expect. But it definitely worked. And in talking to a few of the other guys, they got theirs on different versions of mussels as well.
Yeah.
In oyster rack.
Right. Okay.
So yeah. So there you go. So that's what I learned. I took away from that. It was a good little learning curve.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good lure to throw in behind a pole where there's a lot of current, because it'll get down, and it's kind of natural in as much that there definitely could be an oyster or a mussel falling off that pole. So
And expand on that just a little, Deethy, because I'm interested with this bit. Did you like get 4 fish and drop 6, or did you have 4 bites or get 3 bites only, or did it ramp up your whole scenario to the point where you thought, well, that was boom or bust?
yeah, look, I didn't get stacks of fish, and I didn't weigh or measure very long either. But I got my fish easily.
Okay.
I got a lot of little ones. Got some tiny ones. I
Oh.
went, wow.
Mm.
And I probably dropped the biggest one. I actually got him out of where he wanted to be, and he just fell off, and the lure went back over my head. But the biggest part of that is I got them in 2 ways on the poles, either hitting where the pole meets the water, or 1.5 meters, 2 meters higher upriver, and just drifting it back past the bottom.
Yeah, okay.
So it was really cool. It's really cool. It's good to give get some runs on the board with Joey's pygmy mussel that's a blue lips one.
Yeah. I rate the micro too. Oh,
Yeah.
that's my favourite.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was the one, the tiny one. So
because is that the pygmy or the micro? Because there's 2 of them in there.
the pygmy, I think. I haven't got any up here with me.
Okay.
So yeah, so that was good. I mean, I should have gone up the lake. I did something that I don't normally do. I talked to a few people and a few good anglers, and they said, "Oh, one said you should go here, one said you should go here,"
Okay.
and it kind of messed with my head a little bit. So,
Yeah. Okay.
because and mind you, I did get told twice to go where Carl was. So
Yeah.
and I didn't go.
Yeah. No.
Actually, I'm a little bit hard on myself. I actually did go up there, but I stopped. I reckon I was 100 meters off the mark.
Okay.
So anyway, that's fishing. Good luck to Carl.
Oh no, he deserves it. Good on him.
Yeah, Carl, Glenn Allen, and Gareth Goodhue up from down from Queensland.
Yeah.
So yeah. Honourable mentions to Jamie Cole. I can't remember where he ended up, but he was leading on day one.
Yeah.
So
Collective. Another collective member.
Collective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and in terms of fishing, we should roll into what we spoke about is I did a dumb thing, but we had a bit of a name change, I think.
Oh yeah, I think so.
I had a couple of front runners where we spoke about this last week, and I thought we could have called it maybe the Dumb Zone.
Yeah.
Like with music.
Yeah.
Music like the Twilight Zone. So it'd be like, you are entering the Dumb Zone. So it's still kind of cool.
Don't mind
but then you came up with an idea of gone full buffhead.
I love buffhead. It's like Aussie vernacular, isn't it? Like
it is.
I am a total fair income, no holds barred buffhead.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That word buffhead, it's sort of like when someone says to you, "You're a buffhead," you get it.
That's right. So that's right. So the segment then is like, it's like you go, that Brett Geddes, he has gone full buffhead. Do you know what he did? So I think we'll run with that for now. See what people say.
Yeah, we could expect. We're open for change. That's good. That's right.
But I did expand on it a little bit on the concept.
Okay.
I got on ChatGPT and I said to it,
yep.
Give me all the names, all the slang, all the words for a dum-dum or whatever.
Right.
So it came up with 220 different options.
Oh, is that all?
That's all. It probably could have found more. And I thought what would be good to do if people tell us when they've gone full bullfed, if they tell us, we'll read out their story.
Yeah.
And then we'll get the wheel of names with this 220 names.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll spin the wheel and it'll come up with a term for them and then we'll insult them.
Insult them? We'll go full bore buffhead insulting.
Insulting them. We'll use their new term in a sentence.
Oh, that's
so. I think we might start. So, mate, I don't know whether you remember last time I was down at away with Valerie. We're down at fishing, and I cast my lure off, and I went in.
Mm.
Well, mate, I am a buffhead because you know what happened today.
You did it again.
Yep, I went down. When I tied this on, I only had might have been 8 pound leader, which is not enough for what we're casting.
Did you say kilo or pound?
Pound.
Okay.
Pound. So it's like, it's like 4 kilo or 3.5 kilo.
Yeah.
Anyway, I cast it off and I just, where I was, I just ducked out in the middle of work. I think I'm going to go and have a couple of casts. Anyway, I cast my lure off and I'm like, I'm not losing it.
Mm.
So I walked out and got it and got all my pants wet.
You got.
So that was pretty dumb.
That's pretty. Yeah, well, you got what you deserved.
That's it. So anyway, one of the ones that the collective members put through. Now this guy's name's Mick. I won't mention his last name, but I will say he's got a really famous brother who's a footballer. He plays for the Sharks and was so I won't mention his name.
No, not
anyway.
We have no idea who he is, Mr. Eddie.
We don't know who he is.
No.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Anyway, he put it in for what cheeses me off. He said, "This is what cheeses me off." But I think he's gone full buffet. So what he's done, and he's done this on a few occasions, he said, I hate it when I tie my leaders and I tie my FG knot, I take it all, and then I trim the tags and cut the leader off.
Oh, yeah, we've done that for sure. Yeah.
So
So sad.
what I think we might do, I'm hoping that I'll be able to screen record this and play it. If not, you'll just have to take our word for it. I've got this random name picker all sorted there. You can see some of the names there. We've got
Goose,
Silly Goof,
Larrikin,
Goofball, Ding Dong,
Dipstick,
Doofus, Dorp, Numbskull. Like, it's just a fantastic list.
Sconhead. Was it Sconhead?
Oh, some of them we don't understand.
Crippies.
Yeah. So, mate, are you going to use it in a sentence or am I?
No, you go for it.
All right. Let's see what happens.
Muppet.
Here we go.
Okay. Here it comes.
I can't even read it. It's so small.
It is small. That's so many of them. Brain like a bus.
So Mick, who we won't name, you've got a brain like a busted plugger.
Is that a Tony Lockett? Like plugger? He had that nickname. A busted plugger.
I don't know. I don't know.
It doesn't make sense, but it nearly makes it funnier.
Oh, there was a few in there that I didn't understand, but I figured it is what it is.
Oh.
All right. I reckon you've got one, mate.
I've got one. I did it about, it'll be about 5-6 weeks ago. So I was chasing estuary perch down in South Gippy and I was getting to run a beautiful big perch. I know I've told you about this trip. It's the day I got 90 odd. So it's significant. It's a big day. And I was a little bit worn out maybe. This is how the excuse is coming. Oh, what a day. Another big perch. Oh, he's in the net and it was like a high 40s perch and he's thrashing his head around and he bust the lure off in the net.
Oh.
Right. So the lure's still in his gob, but it had come free from my light 8 kg leader. Shock horror. But I'd caught so many fish on that one leader that it bust. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I've got to retie that on. Okay. Then he shook his head again and the lure came free of the fish.
Okay.
So I got the fish and I got the lure free in the net. I said, oh, that's handy. Okay, so I don't have to get the lure out. So I'm thinking, well, I'm going to put the fish back and I'll plonk the lure on my lap so I can retie it. And I did the opposite. I got the fish and I went donk on my lap and I'm thinking, oh, yeah, well, he's there because I'm going to measure him. And I got the lure and I went donk in the water.
Oh, wave bye-bye to it.
What's like, that's a mental, no, that's old age creeping in, I think. So I think, okay, there's one problem solved, fish on the lap. And the other problem I had to solve was to put something in the water. So I put the lure in there, no leader. 1 Sprat 85 tomahawk gone. How dumb. Now, if that's not full bullfed, maybe that is plugger country.
Oh, mate, well, I think we're going to find out, mate. You're not immune.
Are you going to spin me?
I'm going to spin you. You ready?
Look out. I hope I get Muppet.
Here we go.
I want to be a Muppet.
You got it covered, mate.
I got it. I can see Dill there. Peanut. What'd I get? Lights.
But, all right, Geddes, mate. You've gone full bullfed, mate. Okay. The lights are on, but nobody's home.
I'll cop it. I'll wear it.
You'll take it.
It's pretty kind, really. Could be worse.
It wasn't. That was okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll cop it.
That was okay.
It's okay.
All right. I think I don't think it'd be fair that I'm going to roll it again, but you're going to roll it for me because I don't think it's fair that I insult you.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
You're going to get a air biscuit. I can see air biscuit there. That's pretty good. Oh, silly sausage.
That's pretty.
Old school. Sometimes you got to go back to old school. That's like Mum telling you, Oh, you, you've dribbled down your shirt, you silly sausage.
Well, there you go. There you go. I think I got let off pretty easy there.
Mm. You spun it quite nicely there.
Well, there you go, mate. So people have to let us know whether they think that's a good idea or a silly idea, or we'll see how we go.
I like it. I like that.
Made me
How many
laugh.
versions were there? Was it 200?
220.
Oh, what a ripper. Okay.
So we shouldn't double up. So
Okay. Yeah. Fair call.
there's some good ones. One of my favorites was Error 404, Brain Not Found. That was one that stuck with me. I can't wait till that comes up.
Makes me giggle. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah. Mate, tell us, mate, I know that you did get into some fish in the last few days.
Oh, mate, today, as we record, this is a Thursday.
Let's say
And
the 30th.
yeah. So I hit South Gippy as I think I've mentioned this already, around Melbourne Cup time. I go chase the big breeding perch, and it's when the big yank flathead and the rock flathead come on tap. This is the time where and it's all about the wind and the weather, because we're in spring, so you get the big winds and the fronts coming through, and then you get the odd still day. So today was a window. I finally got one, bit like the squid going back last week. Oh, look, not much wind. It's only going to be a southeast at about 15 k's. I reckon I can deal with that. So I headed off this morning. High tide was about 8:30, so I got there about 8-ish. And what I do is this time I target those flathead, and I stock up. I love to get, especially the rock flathead. I really rate them. And so I thought, well, today, it doesn't matter if I don't get many. It's okay. It's a bit of a look-see and a see how things are going for the next few months ahead. So isn't that funny? Some trips you tend to head off and you're not expecting a lot, and you tend to do okay. Other trips you go, oh, last trip I got like 15 bream on the surface. I'm going to nail them. I'm going to put on a tiny little surface walker, and it always works against you. So today I was sort of, we'll see. I should get a few. Oh, Deethy, it just turned into an absolute, what a cracking session.
Really?
By 10 o'clock, I'd had a bag of fish. I reckon I had about 12 or so, or eight flathead, a couple of tail, a couple of salmon. And I thought, and they were big flathead. They were good ones, like up to 52. And they're yank flathead, which I don't know whether you're familiar with. They're like,
no, tell me about them.
Yeah, so they're not duskies. So yank flathead, they tend to migrate into the estuaries from the ocean down south in Bass Strait, if you like, and they come in and they build in numbers as the water gets warmer over these spring months and into next year, January, February. About February's a peak. So these fish were in early, and they were really busy. Like, I mean,
yeah, right.
And a lot of people say, oh, soft plastic catches more flathead than anything. And now, in this day and age, we've got people chasing big dusky flathead with drone and big glide baits and big soft plastics and big bent minnows, bents like 20 plus centimetres and all that. But no, I target my flathead, and this has evolved in chasing perch and other species. I just use a sting blade, a hurricane sting blade with the dangly hooks. And Deethy, I upgrade the hooks. So rather than have they got little tiny circle hooks on them, which are perfect for bream. But when I'm chasing flathead, what I'm doing, I upgrade them to 3x3 size. I've got quite big circle hooks on them. So, and I just either cast out long in shallow or in 4 up to 5 meters. I'm just teabagging them. And mate, today was one of those days. I caught well over 40 flathead, maybe 50.
Wow.
I got snook, big snook that come in. I got a what else? I got beautiful tailor. I got those rock flathead, only 2, but they were my first 2 for the season, and I really rate them. I don't know that they may be overrated. People say they're a lot better than the Yank flathead or even the Duskies, but I just say they're better. But they
Yeah.
are. They're very firm fleshed. They're quite nice. So
Okay.
that was a bonus. That was really good. But I got to tell you, to get so many fish in a day's like I was flat out coming home. I just thought, in the end, I was tipping them back, putting 45, 50 centimetre fish in my net and just tipping them back over. What a wonderful day, Deethy. I was just in my element today. So there are those really, really good days. And it's just nice to see that the local waters down there at Port Albert are just still alive and well. It's netted still, and it's a
Yeah.
controversial thing is that it's the only place in the whole of Victoria now that's netted,
Yeah. Wow.
as in inland
Wow.
waterways, not offshore.
Sure.
And that sort of hurts, but to see that again today, I'm blessed, and that's only an hour from home. It's a wonderful
Yeah.
thing. So I've had a big
Wow.
day, and I'm talking to you now, and it took me nearly 2 hours to come home and clean all these fish. I kept 16
Oh,
flathead.
16 for okay. All right. I got a couple of questions. The sting, you said you replaced them with hooks that are about 3 times as big.
Yeah.
Do you tie those up yourself as stingers, or do you buy a commercially branded one?
No, I tie them myself, and I use like 30-pound braid. I
Mhm.
just buy that, and that seems to last quite a while. I tie them on in a very special way, which one day I'm going to record this and show people how, if you've got a blade with sting hooks on it and you lose a hook because they fray and they break off, I've worked out a way that I can tie a new sting on with a circle hook or just a little wee hook. And I've worked out that I can tie them and I can pull them up tight closer to the blade. So just so that's
Yeah.
your blade. Sometimes the stinger hooks, they trail out too long, way too long.
Sure.
They got their little dangly plastic bits and they've got the hook and it's way out the back. I like them
Yeah.
pretty tight, close up to the lure.
Okay.
So I've worked out a way where I can feed them and I can pull them up tight and I do a couple of double hitches. I'm not going to explain it now because it's too hard to explain. But
Sure.
but I'm going to record it, I reckon, one day and show
Yeah,
people. It's a
that's a good
really,
plan.
really good trick.
Yeah, I'd be keen to see that.
Yeah. So those things are just so deadly on flathead. The blade thing on flathead is just incredible because you're bouncing it right on their nose. Oh, there must be people here that relate to this on particularly dusky flathead, New South Wales, South Coast, in your country too.
Yeah.
I reckon some of the biggest flathead you've caught, Deethy, correct me if I'm wrong, are caught on
Yep.
small blades.
Yeah, I've caught some crackers. I've caught some really big flathead on blades and vibes, but
Vibes
blades.
too, yeah.
And also caught my first jewie over a meter was on a blade.
Wow.
And I pinned it right in the front of the mouth, like as perfectly as you could for a blade.
Yeah.
It was like 1.8 or something like that.
Was
So,
it? Was
yeah,
that like probably only 6 pound line too? Was it or
5 pound,
5
5
pound?
pound line. It was. I think I've said this before. I tied my first FG on the kayak. So I'd tied it before, but I'd never tied one on the kayak.
Yeah,
And I was fishing that and caught just over a meter jewfish.
that's grouse.
So yeah.
So
Anyway,
that's what I got up to today, and I've even caught squid on that. Going back a step, last week when we caught all the squid, I said, "Well, that's enough squid jigging. Let's put the blades on and get a feed of flatties while we're here." And you can't believe this, but the first 3 fish I caught were not fish; they were squid on the blade.
on the blade.
Yeah, squid
That's
grabbing that
bizarre.
blade. It's amazing. It's happened before. I'm not shocked by it. I've done it before, but
Yeah, wow.
to see it again is amazing. So,
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
being good fishing
Hey,
down there.
yeah, there was another thing I wanted to ask you about. Now we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. Hey, you don't mind cooking the old salmon up?
Yeah, mate, I'm glad you reminded me on this because I really rate this. I've kept salmon today, but I'm going to eat them sashimi. They were quite smallish salmon. I caught beautiful salmon today, up to probably 50 centimetres, high 40s, early
Sure.
50s. Really good fun, and towing me around and pulling my arms off. It's good fun.
Yeah.
But I know Starlo rates him a bit too, Sam, and he's often caught him on the beach and made a show of catching him, taking him home, and cleaning him up and taking that bloodline out and all the rest of it, and cooking him up, and says they're underrated. They're not the best. We all know that, but they're quite good.
Yeah.
So he's
They're
made
big
a
fish.
thing of it. Have you eaten them before, do you think? Like, have you
Yeah,
tried
I've
them?
eaten them. Yeah, I've eaten them traditionally. I've eaten them as like in a salmon mornay. So instead of a tuna mornay, salmon mornay. But I wouldn't have kept one for 10 years.
Yeah.
But after you tell me what to do, I'm going to have a crack.
Okay. So here's what I've done for the last probably, again, 10 years. So I've caught a big mess of salmon at times, and I've brought them home and I've filleted them. And I used to get the raw fillets, and myself and Leanne, we used to zip them up with onions, like you'd put them in a blender scenario. I just cut the fillets and chop them up roughly, and we blend them up with onions in there, and you put all sorts of stuff. You can put in herbs, and you can put in chili, and there's garlic and whatever.
Yeah.
Chili paste, all sorts of stuff. But now what I do differently, and what's improved the whole salmon thing, and I'm talking about patties here. I'm talking about salmon, making them into patties where you can crumb them, or you can even deep fry them. You could do whatever. But the real key to it all is, what I do is, rather than go through that whole process of getting the fillets and whizzing them up, I just fillet the fish, chop them up roughly, and then I microwave it
Okay.
or steam it. There's two ways. But when you do that, you put it in the microwave, and it might be, say, 500 grams or maybe a kilo, whatever, on a plate, in the microwave, turn it white. It doesn't take long. And what happens in that process is you lose all the fishy taste.
Oh.
It's amazing. It was such a
Yeah, wow.
revelation for me. I did it only to try and get away from blending up and making such a mess with the raw fillets. I just thought, I'll cook it first. So I thought,
Yeah.
the quickest way to do that is in a microwave. When you pull it out, it's all soft, and you just mash it all up, put your onions in, and treat it as if it was raw, but now it's cooked. But the
Yep.
amazing thing was, Deethy, that no fishy salmon taste.
Yeah, right.
So you're making up your patties or your fish burgers, whatever you want to call them, and it's almost like you get a little residual salmony taste, maybe, but more than passable. So
Yeah, wow.
when I cooked them up, for people who are sensitive to fishy tasting fish, if you know what I mean, it's like
Yeah.
the cooked trevellies of the world and all that sort of stuff, and salmon. No, it was a total new ball game. I want you to try that.
Yep.
I'd suggest make patties, because I know it's a bit of an insult if you have to get a fish and put a heap of herbs and garlic and chili and do what you have to do to it. It's sort of like it's an insult. Like, you wouldn't do that with whiting
Yeah, that's right.
or flathead. You don't need to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for salmon, I just think it just gives you another little avenue to utilize a fish that is so much fun to catch. Let's face it. Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna have a crack. The reason I laughed then is I remembered something.
yeah.
I cook because I'm trying to eat a bit healthier, and I thought I'm gonna make myself a stir fry the other night.
Yeah.
So I went to Coles and bought a packet stir fry anyway.
Yeah.
Just all the cut up stuff, and I put it in and I stir fried it up. And honestly, it tastes disgusting. It was like absolutely terrible.
Yeah, right.
But that's why I laughed. And you know what it had in it?
Yeah.
You know what it had?
Well,
Baby spinach.
baby spinach. Oh,
it was rubbish.
of
I thought I'd
course
just
it
put
had
all this
baby.
stuff in it. I'll put it all in, it'll be all right. But it wasn't, Brett. But that was all I had. And I'm like, I'm not going out again. So
Do not put baby spinach with your salmon. It's all I can say.
okay.
You,
All right.
you don't
I'll
need it.
take your word for it.
But
It's
And
not
here's the
required.
thing, but do you think, just let me interrupt quickly and let me finish with this. It doesn't matter whether the salmon's that big or that big. It doesn't matter if it's 2
Okay.
kilo job or if it's 200 gram. Or I found that the flesh, once steamed or slash microwaved, microwave's easy. Microwave, just put it in a
Yeah.
dish, microwave. It turns white. You can mash it up easy and mix it in.
Okay.
When
I'm
you
gonna have a go.
you can have a go.
I'm gonna have a go.
I look forward to
The
it.
salmon, yeah, the salmon are around, so I'll be a chance of
Yeah.
getting one the next month.
The thing
If I
with
get
you
one,
up there is they're probably all nearly 2 kilo jobs up there.
that's right. When you say you got one around 50, often that's a small one up here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, well, I
so
kept
yeah,
them today about 32, 34, and they're beautiful sashimi. Beautiful.
yeah, we'd almost never see one. And when you say sashimi, you just cut that up, and what do you do with it?
Yeah, so I fillet that, skin it, and take the little wee pin bones out. It's only a tiny fillet. And then I chop it up in chunks. A lot of people eat sashimi like sliced, thin layered. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't do that with sashimi. I don't do it with trevally or kingfish or anything, and particularly with these salmon. I just cube them up, and I put them with sesame oil. This is really important. If you're doing sashimi, I really rate this too. Sesame oil. I use chili jam for a bit of spice, and a bit of honey soy or just normal soy, and those
Sure.
3 ingredients mixed in with it's just magic, man.
Okay. All right.
Really, really good stuff. You don't get the fishy taste with salmon when it's raw, the same as you don't with trevally. If you catch a
Sure.
silver trevally, no one cooks it. Have you eaten silver trevally cooked?
Yeah, we've eaten it, but it's not my favorite. But yeah,
It's not real flash.
no.
But when you eat it raw, it's magic. It's
Yeah,
crispy.
okay.
It's got a texture. It's no fishy taste. So I rate trevally number 1, but salmon's probably 2 or 3 or 4, not far below it. So it's pretty good.
All right, mate. Well, I think we'll do a bit of cooking through the month. I'm sure I can catch one of those or both,
Good man.
and we'll have a crack.
Good for you.
Very good. Very good. All right. What else? You got anything else for us, Brett? Or are we just about coming to an end of it?
I reckon, mate. In my notes as I'm scanning through, I reckon I'm just about done, mate. I've done the Scott Lovick thing. I really wanted to ramp him up again. I know I keep talking about that, the whole Scott Lovick with the bay boots and Deethy. I think he's invested in your interests too, as far as the
Yeah,
the
the podcast.
podcast. And that. Can you expand on that a little?
Yeah, so Scott's come on and picked up one of the premium spots, which is in the middle of the show. So obviously he's had a change of direction there, and with different kayaks coming in.
Yeah.
But he did something that was really cool. So unprompted, unasked for, he sent us a box of his bay boots. So every size, one of every size.
Yeah.
And there was no, you have to do this for this. He just sent it up. That, and it also had, I don't think I mentioned this, it had one of his Lovey jackets in it.
Oh,
Wet weather jacket. And I got to tell you, I mean, I'm waiting for the rain. I want to give this thing a crack.
wow. Okay.
Yeah. So,
And
so, yeah,
Deethy,
so it was-
the boots they're 100 clams a pop.
yeah, they're $100 now, $100 or something around that figure. But aside from the money, when you buy something, you buy a pair of boots, but you don't actually buy the boots. You buy dry feet and warm feet.
Yeah.
That's what you're buying.
Yeah.
And comfort.
Yep.
And not walking on oysters and cutting your feet and all that sort of stuff.
And they're not heavy. They're not onerous. They're not.
Yep.
And they keep you warm too in winter. That's the other thing, because you're a little bit enclosed. It keeps the sun on you. Just gives you that little added insular sort of warming up scenario, I reckon, in winter. As here I'm talking as an old fart now. If you don't fish right unless you got warm feet.
Yeah, I must admit, I don't like to be cold when I fish.
Mm.
Like within reason. Sometimes you can't help it, but
Mm.
but if you can put a pair of boots on and a pair of socks or a couple of pairs of socks and stay warm, hey, absolutely amazing. So yeah, big shout out to Scotty for that, for both the boots, the advertising, the jacket. Mate, he's been good to us.
Fantastic, yeah. I don't know,
But
mate.
yeah,
I think that nearly rounds me up. I reckon this. I think we're just about cooked, are we?
we just about done. Yeah, the only other thing I'll mention is, look, I do have a couple other sponsors the people will be hearing the ads from. We've got tackleaddiction.com.au. Steve's been good enough to advertise. We've got Adam from fishing.com.au. He's advertising. And I think it'd be remiss of me if I didn't bring up Force Lures. Now they just cracked 5 years, or they're coming up to 5 years. And with those two sponsors, Tackle Addiction and fishing.com.au, for anyone that puts an order in that has a Force Lures product in it, they go in the draw to win it's about a $300 to $400 retail prize of Force Lures and bits and pieces.
That's good.
And one from each shop. Yeah, one from each shop. So yeah, my advice is jump on there and have a look. There's a couple of good lures. I like the plastics. I like the grubs. I like the bent ziggies. And there's a whole heap of stuff.
Yeah, especially at 60 mil. I reckon that's cool. That smaller size.
And it attracts fish is all I was going to say. So big shout out to the sponsors. So that probably rounds me out, Brett.
Good stuff, mate. Well, we've kept it at about an hour and 30. I reckon that's near a record for us.
That's it. The only thing, you know what, there's something we didn't cover is I want to say for the Sydney people, as we move into the next months, we're going to see the fish move onto the edges, up into the shallows a little bit more. And hopefully we'll get a surface bite. Hopefully I can get these little cicadas out there and catch some fish on surface. I can't wait to get into a session with those.
Thanks for sending me one too, by the way.
Yeah, it's a nice present for you.
It was, mate. I really enjoyed that. That's going to be tied on, don't worry.
Yeah. So, I think good times ahead. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So,
well, you go catch salmon, and I'll keep to the Flathead. Big feed for me tomorrow night. Yep,
and we'll report back next year for the final show for the year. It'll be the December one.
Wow, I fancy that.
So,
12.
So there you go.
12 under the hat. How's that? Grouse.
Exactly. We got more. I think we started in October last year.
Did we?
I can't remember. Yeah, I'd have to look back. But it's been a bit. I've enjoyed it.
Thanks, mate. We'll have another great show. Thank you.
Thank you, mate. And hey, we'll talk to you next month.
Thanks for listening. Hopefully you were informed, inspired, and entertained. If you were able to learn something or just enjoyed listening, please consider subscribing and rate us on your favourite podcasting platform.